Okay, so let's see. It's working real quick. Hold up. It's not a test right now. It's gonna be a real stream if it decides to work. Hold on, just let it load up. Okay. Okay. Not a test right now. It's gonna be a real stream if it decides to work. Uh, test right now. It's gonna be a real stream if it decides to work. Let's just sound. Yo, yo. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to talk very high, loud, and energetic. Got it. Okay, let's get into it. First, let me shout myself out real quick on Instagram, and yeah. Actually, for A for Aiden. Okay. Just keep that low, just to make sure my stream don't act up though. And we are good to go. First things first. Before we get into this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you would like to see some other videos I've been on. So, I'm not really going to explain why I've been gone off of YouTube for so long, since I have a video explaining that tomorrow. So, yeah. Well, no, I'll explain. Pretty much, my mic broke. I had to get an audio splitter, got an audio splitter. Now I'm doing this, but there is a little ding, like a little noise. I don't know how to, so I don't know how to fix that. So I was just going to have to kind of deal with that for now. Till then, let's get into the videos. I want to get into at least this one and this, because this one's long, so I'm probably only going to react to like 2 videos. Oh no, because it's like 13, so I'll probably do this one, and I'll try to get into one of these ones, the Truth or Dare ones. But first, I want to get on this, because I just saw this literally 4 hours ago, so I want to get into this one. Actually, it might be more than 4 hours now, but it's probably like 5 or 6. So, trans versus conservative woman, are periods essential to womanhood? So this is a little loud, so I will do that. Until then, though, let's get into it and let's see what they're thinking.
Okay, so if I were a white person and I said I want to transition into a black person, and I'm redefining what blackness is to fit what I view it as, right? Would you consider that appropriation?
I consider that dodging, and I consider that comparing apples to oranges, because race and gender identity are 2 separate different things.
So I see where she's coming from, low-key, but at the same time, it's like...
Step forward if you agree. The transgender movement is indoctrinating our youth.
Low-key, yes. Low-key, yes. Low-key, yes. Low-key, yes.
We are seeing, especially on social media.
I just saw a guy, a grown man, and you can tell that's, I mean, I guess it could be like nephew, niece, or not nephew, niece. It could have been like nephew, maybe cousin or something. But it's still like, it's still weird. Like, even when I see Tom Brady do it to his own kids, it's still in my mind. I'm like, I know it's your kids at home, man, but you gotta, come on, man. You really, like, So when I saw a random gay guy at a gay parade with a kid on top of his probably not even his actual dad, and he kissed him, I'm like, come on, man. Kissing kids is weird. If it ain't your kids,
On TikTok, you're seeing a lot of people in this community really just targeting children, and you're seeing drag shows, even in conservative states like Texas, and even just media, movies. Like, it seems like everything seems to be targeted at these kids. You have drag story hour for kids, and it's just really, I think, predatory in a way. And I'm not saying every trans person is doing this, but as a whole, there does seem to be a route that they're taking to get to the kids.
When you hear Blue's Clues playing in the next room, and then you hear the Gay Parade song, it's Blue's Clues. You're not expecting to be talking to the children about that. It really makes you wonder, are they really coming for the children?
And I think we see in our population now the rate of young children who are identifying as transgender, non-binary is skyrocketing. And I think there's something to be said for people who are truly experiencing
a whole bunch of people in my school are transgender or non-binary or whatever.
Gender dysphoria, which we recognize exists, and those who are experiencing
maybe not a whole bunch, but
what is now going to be called, or in the future going to be called, this social contagion gender dysphoria, where they're being exposed to it on social media or in school, or mom and dad are having a conversation about it with children, and children are now starting to develop gender confusion.
Or even they be
about it with children, and children are now starting to develop gender confusion.
After a intense debate and criticism, PLOS issued a correction that they did not survey transgender gender.
Confusion.
Or even babies, right? People who are being born, they don't have to put the gender on the birth certificate, and they're saying you can choose whatever you want to be. Like, that's so dangerous. And even lying to them, saying like, oh, if we put you on hormone blockers at this age, it won't do anything to your puberty, it won't affect you long term. And it's just a straight up lie. And there's like an entire Reddit thread dedicated to people who transitioned, talking about how much they hate their life now because they transitioned as a child, and now they amputated off healthy body parts and are miserable.
All right. Can the disagreeer step forward?
The fact that the trans movement has got people
Why she moved like she was trying to get away from him?
shook has me so excited. The trans movement is not indoctrinating our youth. Our youth are understanding who they are at a younger age. And for what I was hearing over here is a lot.
Is that like a female to y'all? Come on. I'm not the only one who thinks it. There's not no female. Stop it.
A lot of what y'all were saying.
Bro, look at me. You can, even a mile away, there's no way you wouldn't be able to think. Like, I could be 10 miles away. If you can see me, then you're not gonna mistake me for like a female. Of course you can't see, but you know what I'm saying. You get the point. I could put weave on right now. I could get my hair braided in a most feminine way ever. I can get weave. I can get all this other stuff. I still would not look like a female. My jaw, my hands, my other facial features probably. Like, come on, man. There's no soccer.
I wonder would you say it to the parents? Because we need to really look at what the parents of trans youth really go through. Trans youth, instead of them enjoying their life, playing with their friends, they're up in legislation trying to fight for basic rights here. 1 in 5 transgender youth have tried to commit suicide. Why are we trying to police them?
But you're bringing it only to the parents. The question was indoctrination in general, am I correct?
I'm sorry, I just thought of something, a joke. Someone else said, so do not try to report, whatever. This is a joke someone else said, not a joke I said. He said, I guess even they couldn't do that themselves. I'm not gonna say who said it, but he was like, I guess they couldn't even do that. Well, I guess he didn't get banned for it. It was a young Don DeSasca. He was playing around, and he was like, he said he was kidding, but he was like, I guess they can't even do that right because, you know, men are usually stronger than women, and so he was like, I guess they can't usually do. It was just a joke. It's not that serious.
But they're a part of that conversation. Someone said something about drag show.
That's the case. More men kill themselves yearly compared to transgenders, women, gay, all that. So top of that, I mean, I'm not saying like it's a race or anything, or like it's good, but a lot of men kill themselves. So how are you even really like? It's like, okay, I get why she said something about it, but a lot of men kill themselves yearly. So it's like, or commit suicide yearly. So can you really say, oh well, this is a problem? Because it's a problem overall. It's a problem overall. Females, males, transgender, gays, blacks, whites, whatever. It's a problem overall with people committing suicide. It's a problem just all around with it. None of it's good. But I guess, man. I mean, none of it's really good. But I get why she brought it up for her point. But we really should just look at the whole thing as a whole. So, I mean,
Those coming to schools or whatnot. The kids enjoyed it. The parents just had a problem with it. But that's their issue. It's only someone dressed in drag reading a story.
Is
that could have
drag
been
not
anybody.
blackface for women? I see it as a caricature of womanhood.
Inherently
As
sexual as
insulting.
well.
I have to agree with you guys. I do not like the drag queen social hours. I personally, as a trans person, didn't ever go to a drag show until I was about 40. I'm not for the sexualization of kids. Why are we not letting kids be kids? And
dang, bro, you just look like an old man. You just look like an old man. You look like the average white old man, just with woman stuff on. That's why.
bringing sex into their life so early.
I think it's predatory in general to talk about sex with children.
Yeah.
Straight sex, any kind of
I have a real
sex.
problem with Boy Scouts and that.
Who's teaching sex to third grade children? I really want to know.
Have you looked at the California curriculum for sex education? You need to.
I know that when I was in preschool, I got my first crush on a boy, because to me at the time, he was in
Dang, you spent all your surgery on that? No, I mean, money. I was gonna say you spent all that money on your surgery.
kindergarten. He looked like Prince Eric from
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid. I don't think like fucking him ever crossed my mind when I was 4, but obviously like it would have been good to know that like it's okay like if you have these feelings for someone of the same sex.
When we think of youth in general, they're having sex at a lot younger age.
By the way, I'm just saying, like, she spent all that surgery on that. She could have got her teeth fixed at least. Like, I just saw something this morning. A guy had his teeth were bad, and instead of getting them fixed, he decided to get diamond grills and then put them over. I don't think they were removable diamond grills too. So his teeth were still messed up because they were real grills. So his teeth were still messed up, and you can see it with the grills. So like one tooth was like yeah. So his teeth was still messed up. He just had diamonds over it. Actually, they might have been take out, but either way, it's like you want your teeth to be. It was like bad. I mean, rotting. His teeth were rotting. You would think he never brushes his teeth. He probably smokes cigarettes and cigars and weed. So his teeth are just horrible. But he has money, so he's like, instead of getting my teeth fixed and cleaned to become pearly whites and getting some braces or something, yeah, I'm just gonna go buy some grills. That'll make no sense.
Whether we like it or not, let's just keep it 100% real.
You don't think it's because of that?
I do not think it's because of that. It starts at home with parents teaching their children, because one or two things are going to happen. Either you teach your children or the world is going to teach your kids. That's the reality of it.
They are learning about it at younger ages from some adult or even their peers who learned about it from adults. That is, in definition, indoctrination. As a mother and seeing what my children are going to have to be introduced to at such a young age, like I didn't even know what a gay person was till I was like 12. And so they're
Low-key, she might be right. I don't think I knew until I was 12 either. I think I was probably around that age. Actually, I might have been a little younger, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I might have been around the ages of 8 to 10 because I used to watch this one YouTuber and he was gay. And I used to not know for the longest why he talked so feminine. And I would always try to figure out because, you know, my dad, my family members, you know, deep voice. Most men I see have deep voices. So I'm like, why does he talk like this? Yeah, you know, what are you guys doing today? Ha ha, you know. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm like, why does he talk like that? That's so weird to me. I just couldn't figure it out. And then I don't know how when I figured out gay was an actual thing. I know when I was in 4th grade. I knew that was. I knew it before 4th grade. I know that, or I had to have learned it sometime in 4th grade, either 4th or under. It had to have been one, like, I would say from the ages of like 7 to like 11 when I figured out what a gay person was.
They're going to be having these really heavy adult conversations at a really young age just because of their exposure. And that is honestly just scary because I don't want to have those conversations. That's why I will be homeschooling my kids because I do believe it is my responsibility to protect them and shield them from the outside world, which is targeting children.
The trans community and the trans movement is really shaking the course of what people think gender identity is supposed to be.
So in one sentence, you're saying that you guys are not responsible for the indoctrination that's currently happening with
Absolutely
children.
not.
And in the second sentence, you are saying we are shook by the fact that you are responsible for it.
No, you are shook at the fact that the trans movement has become what it is.
And a movement that influences people
powerful-
all over the world, and particularly children. And we see it in the fact that the number of young people identifying as transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, genderqueer is skyrocketing, which means that children are being exposed to these ideas, and it's certainly coming from institutions like the media, like Hollywood, like our public institutions and schools. So to say that that is not happening, or to deny that that is the reality, negates the numbers that we're seeing.
What I would say is that the idea that there is a single transgender movement and ideology is disingenuous, and that at its
That is crazy to think. Out of both of these two right here, like, if I was in the club, right? Let's say there's all of them, right? And let's say, you know, okay, let's just say there's these three, right? Out of all of these three, I would think this one is actually a girl. Like, if she told me she was a guy, I'd be like, stop playing. Whatever surgery she got, they did good. They did good. They did pretty bad on these two, I ain't gonna lie. I can still tell that they're men. Like her though, I can
core, being transgender is about separating sex from sex roles and gender roles that are compulsory.
Do you think that children should be able to transition medically?
No,
I think
no.
it just really depends on each individual situation. They should be able to make the best medical decision for them.
I am comfortable sharing bathrooms with the other side.
Stop. Before you do any holiday shopping this year, you really have to see this. I'm going to show you one simple trick that'll save you a lot of money.
So, I'm a guy, right? So if I'm sharing the bathroom, it would be with another female. Well, not a female. It would be with the female that transitioned to a guy. So, you know, I'm not really going to be too uncomfortable with that. I'm not going to be like, no, like, no, because I don't think they're going to try to hit on me or anything like that. So, if I had to say, yes. But if I was a female, I would say no, I'm not comfortable, because that's like, it's like a guy that turned into a woman in the woman's bathroom. And, you know, if you got good genetics on top of that, and then let's say you're a tall guy, and then now you're a woman, and it's like, you know, that's kind of weird. I don't really want you in here. But as a guy, I wouldn't really care. I don't really care. But female, I can understand why they wouldn't like that. That makes sense.
Yes, I feel comfortable. Safe, that might be a different question, but comfortable, yes, I feel comfortable.
What I think the bathroom issue opens up is an issue of predatory men taking advantage of the opening. That now they could walk into a women's bathroom or a women's locker room, as we've seen happen in instances like here in Los Angeles at We Spa. And they go into a women's space, they expose themselves to the women, and then they say, well, I'm a trans woman and you've opened up this space for me.
But we cannot blame trans people for that. And
Nobody's blaming you.
That's the problem right here. Because again, when you walk into the bathroom, I'm not interested in knowing what you are, what you identify as. I'm trying to use the bathroom and leave out of there. What people have tried to say is that when trans women go into the bathrooms, they're being predatory, and that is not the case. That is something we do not blame on trans women. Although you were not saying that, when we talk about predatory behavior and when we talk about like the predatory cases, none of them have been trans women. So I just want to make sure. I know she's not strictly doing.
Most predatory cases are men. I mean, I'm a guy myself, and I hate to say it, but most predatory cases are grown men. That's why. Like, as a man, first off, I would feel more safe in a room of 1,000. I would feel more safe in a room with 1,000 random women that look sketchy versus 1,000 black men, not black men. Whoa, that took a turn. That took a turn. Yikes. 1,000 strangers, sketchy looking men. I would feel way more comfortable with the women, because at least I'm like, well, I'm a guy. Well, no, because then I stand out too much. Because then there's never mind. Just let me go with the guys. I stand out too much.
And that.
But either way, it's just for some reason men like to be predators. I don't know.
But because she said that, I think it's very important that I bring that out on the table and discuss that.
We have to have the conversation, and I'll open up the question. We know that if this legislation happens, if we move forward with this move, there are going to be men who take advantage of it. Now, I want to ask you, is your comfort as far as going to the bathroom more important than the female women that will be victimized by this?
Who said female women will be victimized by this?
They will, and they have.
No, you're only assuming, but the reality of it is, again, when people are going into the restroom, they're only focused on doing one or two things, and that's using the restroom.
But you didn't answer the question. Is your comfort more important than the female people who could be victimized by this?
Okay, so let me help her answer the question. Which one do you think I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me in? It wasn't the women's restroom.
I just thought about that. Like how she said it, that is true. Cause you walk in a guy's bathroom, man. If I had to say, like, as a trans person from their perspective, most men do not really mess around. Like, women mess around with that stuff more than men do, especially men of color. So black, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, yeah, a lot of men with any type of spice. It's not a go and go. So that would be true. You probably would get beat up. I ain't gonna lie. You definitely would get beat up for sure. Like, without a doubt, you probably would. Or they would try to kick you out. Yeah, something definitely would happen. Okay, that makes sense.
The issue that you're bringing up, first of all, is already violating a whole bunch of laws. Okay? If somebody's exposing themselves in a bathroom, that's a whole different environment rather than just letting trans people in. In California, it's right now 100% legal for trans people to go use the bathroom of their choice. So I don't know what law you're talking about.
You're asking this question as if I would not stand up for cis women that were in the restroom, and that's not the case. Nice dodge there. But the reality of it is, one thing I'm noticing is we're reducing a lot of these particular conversations to genitalia. And it's not about genitalia. It's about safety.
Yeah, her concern is the possibility of predation. And that's still a probability. It doesn't matter if trans people are using the restroom or not. Sure. But what you're concerned about is that you're maybe possibly that people feel more emboldened to put on women's clothes and go in the bathroom. But they're still violating the law all over the place if that's the purpose that they're going in for.
Yeah, so I didn't step forward because, and I know in today's age this is going to sound very radical, and but I don't agree with the whole transgender ideology, and so for me it's encouraging something that is based in what I feel is delusion, and so I don't think that we should be encouraging that by allowing men into women's restrooms.
If I'm being honest, I got no problem with it. I just want to say
I think that if that's the case, that to some extent all gender is delusion. If we're looking at historically anywhere from, midwives after the enclosure of the commons in the 1400s, having their whole trade affected, or Brewsters having their trade affected, and now we don't think of women as, Brewsters, or that creating beer is a womanly thing. These all came from social conditions. These all came, a lot of gender, regardless of biological sex, it didn't naturally flow out of our genitals, and it was we're like, this is how my genitals are, so this is how my gender is going to be. That didn't happen. That's not life. A lot of people who are either transgender or who are LGBT in general, all my friends were girls. At first, I just remember there were a lot of things where I would kind of come up against people telling me that that's wrong, that whether it's something I like, something I want to do. It wasn't until kindergarten that someone told me that I'm a boy, and I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable going to any bathroom in this world, in the current society we live in. And to make trans women the whipping girls of that, I think that's disingenuous, but I do think that we need a systemic change to make ourselves safer. I don't really know anyone who doesn't feel a little bit uncomfortable going to the bathroom.
And trans people are not a delusion. Let's make it very clear. We're here. We've been here for ages. We've been here since the beginning of time. We're in your history books. And I think it's very disingenuous to say that a whole identity is a delusion.
I believe that you feel like women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is an objective truth, and I don't believe in his truth, her truth, their truth, my truth. There is truth, and
Who defined that truth?
And it's already defined. And as a Christian, I believe God is the one who set truth.
But who defined that?
Is the truth.
Can you tell me who defined that?
God.
Living in the Bible Belt with religion taking center stage, it's hard for a lot of trans and non-binary folks like myself to really be able to express who they are. I had to really take on my gender dysphoria in private. I couldn't talk to my mom about it. I couldn't talk to my dad, my siblings, because ultimately, I felt like it wasn't going to lead to anything because there wasn't a lot of education in the cis community like there is in the trans and non-binary community. We're talking about a book that was written by man with his own bias.
Who created chromosomes?
Yeah, I'm personally not religious, and I believe in science.
When we talk about chromosomes, it goes back to the conversation we were talking about earlier about being intersex.
But we're not talking about intersex. We're talking about people who were born.
Felt like it wasn't going to lead to anything because there wasn't a lot of. We're talking about a book. Couldn't talk to my express who they are. It's hard.
Is the one who set truth.
But who defined that?
Is the truth.
Can you tell me who defined that?
God.
Living in the.
It's already defined, and as a Christian, I believe God is the one who set truth.
But who defined that?
Is the truth.
who defined it? God.
Defined that?
God.
Living in the Bible Belt with religion taking center stage, it's hard for a lot of trans and non-binary folks like myself to really be able to express who they are. I had to really take on my gender dysphoria in private. I couldn't talk to my mom about it. I couldn't talk to my dad, my siblings, because ultimately I felt like there is man with his own bias.
Who created chromosomes?
Yeah, I'm personally not religious, and I believe in science.
When we talk about chromosomes, it goes back to the conversation we were talking about.
I know she ain't trying to talk about my boy Jesus.
Earlier about being intersex.
But we're not talking about intersex. We're talking about people who were born as a male and they tried to transition. The whole fact that they're trying to transition into a female in the first place shows that they aren't actually that, or else there would be no need to transition, right? So you say, okay, I feel like a woman. What is that? What does that feel like?
Yeah, how does that
And how do you
I'm not saying I feel like a woman. I am a woman.
So then why did you transition? Why can't you just present as a man but be a woman?
I transitioned so I could be who I was. I did not feel like I was the person that I identified with when I was born. So I took the steps to align my outside body with how I feel on the inside. What makes you stand up every day and make you identify as a woman? Let me challenge you on that.
I am a woman, and I don't like being called a cis woman because I'm not a cis woman. I'm a woman. I'm not a birthing person. I'm a mother.
So get mad at the terminology, not at trans people.
It's your new terminology.
But this is what I notice a lot of cis women do. The terminology has been around for so long. Cis is a prefix. Cis means same. And
It's crazy how y'all want to be, how trans people want to be respected. Talk about some, oh, I'm a female, call me a female, da 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 da. She just says she don't want to be called a cis woman because that's not what she is. She's a woman. And you just, again, called her a cis woman. Yet y'all want to be respected so bad. But yet again, you just called her a cis woman. Literally, right after she just said she doesn't want to be called a cis woman. Literally, like, not even like 10 seconds later, you called her a cis woman again. To make it make sense, dog.
instead of getting mad at trans and non-binary people for using updated terminology, get mad at Webster. You're not going along with the times and being educated on the different pronouns and the different identities.
You have to admit, some of the pronouns are kind of ridiculous. I mean, to be, with all due respect, I mean, I'm sure you have to agree some of the pronouns
I
that
don't
people
think
use.
they're ridiculous. I think they're very expansive. Trans and non-binary people just want you to respect their chosen pronoun. Woman, let me challenge you on that.
I am a woman, and I don't like being called a cis woman because I'm not a cis woman. I'm a woman. I'm not a birthing person. I'm a mother.
So get mad at the terminology, not at trans people.
It's your new terminology.
But this is what I notice a lot of cis women do. The terminology is expansive. Trans and non-binary people just want you to respect their chosen pronoun. We are not trying to force
Oh my gosh, what did I just say? But then you just, man,
pronouns on you. Just understand that the terminology is going to continue to grow. If you're willing to educate yourself and understand, then you've got it.
The ability to give birth is a woman's greatest strength.
yeah, we're done. We're done for.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
Woman's strength? Yes. Yes. I do not want to give birth.
Wait, stop. Don't skip this video because I've got great news for you and your hair. If you are tired of losing...
I don't care if I had 10 kids. Now let's say I was about to have 11 with my wife and we got this big house, whatever. Dad, we living nice. And she's like, oh my, and the genie, she finds a genie. She's like, babe, just, or we find something that can make her transfer this one-time pregnancy, just one time to me. I would look at her and be like, I love you. But no. And it's not because I don't love you enough. It's just because I'm not about to deal with that pain. I'd rather get shot.
I'm not able to have children. So I'm still strong. I'm funny. I'm physically strong. I'm smart, and I have a lot of strength. I don't believe that having a baby is the greatest strength, because not all of us can. I cannot have kids due to medical issues from a medical procedure that I had when I was younger. And it's a hard subject to talk about. It doesn't mean I'm any less of a woman, but can we get another question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, she can't. Because people want kids. A lot of people want kids. A lot of people don't want kids, but a lot of people really do want kids. And then you got trans people coming in, becoming a woman, and a lot of people who are in her like situation would really look at that as disrespectful. And only reason I say that is because I know a few people, or not know a few people, but I know people, not know people, but I've seen like videos of people where that's so disrespectful, da 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 da. I'm a woman, and there's other women who can't have kids, and that's so disrespectful to me, and da da da. And it low key is kind of, it's pretty like, it's kind of disrespectful if you really think about it. this woman wants to have kids, but she can't even have kids. Why you over here living why you over here living the woman? I mean, of course you can't have kids, but it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just don't seem right. I'm not really all into the transgender stuff. Personally, if I'm going to be 100 with y'all right now, I don't really support the LGBTQ, but I accept it. If you see, okay. So, for example, if you were to be my friend and you just came out to me right now like, hey, Aiden, I'm gay, da da da, I would look at you and be like, oh, yeah, man, that's cool, man. Hey, man, did your family know, whatever, da da da? Oh, no, or yeah, da da. Oh, okay, man, well, hey, you still my dog, but at the end of the day, just don't try to flirt with me, don't try to do nothing sexual, we cool. Yeah, man, you know you my dog, I wouldn't do nothing like that with you, da da da, okay, then we straight. I don't really, or maybe it's I don't agree, because I don't really agree with what you're doing. I don't really, okay, so it's probably the word is I don't agree. I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't agree with you being gay. But I will support you and accept you for who you are and for what you're doing. I just don't agree with you, really. I don't agree with you. And I don't agree with you. And I don't want to hear about you doing whatever what you do with men. But I accept you and I support you with who you are. Just don't agree with it.
I'm sorry.
One of the things that I regret was the fact that I would never be able to do that, but I was honored in the ability to participate it from the other side. Women are amazing. They don't just deal with that, so.
While giving birth is not a woman's greatest strength, I do think that only biological women are capable of going through that process and bringing life into the world.
I need to push back on that because we're also forgetting that trans men and trans masculine people can also give birth as well. And I don't think it's fair to just set it on one group that says that just biological women have that power to just give birth. And we have to be very clear when we look at the nuances of birth.
I recognize that there are people who have different identities. There are biological women who identify as men and then go on to give birth. I would argue, however, that those people are still biological women. And I know that is something that can offend many, but that stands as my belief.
So the correct term is actually cisgendered woman. Cis means same. It means that you identify with the birth that you were assigned. And so, you know, I just really, really wish that we would.
Bro, you're just born with what you were born with. Do you think I came out? Do you think I chose to come out to be a man? No, I did not. I just came out of a man. And even if I could choose to be a woman, I wouldn't. But you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't come out like, oh, good guy. Oh, you know, I wasn't. Oh, I want to be a man. I want to be a man. I was just a guy. Like no, not at all. If anything, my mom wanted a girl for her first child. Nope. She got a boy. And she had my little sister second. So, you get what you get. You feel me? Either way, the reason she wanted a girl is because she wanted to dress her up, the girl up. But she ended up dressing me up anyway. Not in girly things, but you know what I'm saying. So, anyway. So, you see what I'm saying? I didn't choose my name. Not at all. But, guess what? I got my name. Really, my name should be, but really my name was supposed to be like, I think it was like Tyreek or something. That was really supposed to be my name, but then my mom ended up switching it to Aiden, so, yeah, but, yeah, something black, as black, but, anyway, that'd be crazy. That feels so weird just to think about it, like, just right now, I was like, Tyreek, ugh. But anyway, come on, just, you know that, but, yeah, so like, I mean, you don't really choose what you want to be at birth. So I would just say you're born and you chose to be, I guess that is what cis is, huh? I guess, I don't.
Would kind of be a little bit more mutable to the terminology, because I think that's what really is going to open up that dialogue and that discussion.
If I may, I think the crux of the conversation kind of comes back to are trans women women? And I think if we don't agree there, it's going to be very difficult to kind of keep the conversation going or even agree on the points that you guys are talking about, because if we don't believe that trans women are women, then the conversation kind of ends there in terms of whether they're, like, men can give birth or not, if that makes sense.
I'm not sure that's the case. I feel like the ability to give birth is not like the end all be all of a woman's like meaning and life and herself and her personality. And I think that if you can acknowledge that, I would also then maybe challenge the idea that womanhood, as opposed to like a female sex, like womanhood is a consistent thing that has always been one way.
So how would you define womanhood?
You sound like Matt Walsh.
It's a good question.
Womanhood, to me, is about standing in integrity. It is about being confident in who you are. And me, as a Black trans woman, should not be a threat to you. And what I see from a lot of cisgender women is they're trying to deem what womanhood is supposed to look like. I have my own perspective of womanhood. We can coexist in the same world, but the reality is we get so stuck on parts. Having a vagina is not the only thing that makes you a woman. I'm sorry. It takes integrity, it takes courage, it takes lifting other women up. It takes those things.
No, because if that's the case, then no, bro, it's not how that works. That's not how that works. Please do not listen to this lady, guys. That is not how that works. First off, no, that's not how that works. If you're not born a woman, then you're not a woman. Like, I cannot say I'm a woman right now, and like, no, that's just no. Stop it. If we put 100 girls my age and 100 guys my age together, and 100 of us guys say we're girls, half of that 100 of those girls are gonna look at us weird, if not all. Like, no.
To begin to defy womanhood, and there's so many other different things.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, so if I were a white person and I said Blackness is about integrity and courage and kind of the same thing that you've used to define womanhood, and then I said I want to transition into a Black person and I'm white, and I'm redefining what Blackness is to fit what I view it as, right? There's no objective reality of what Blackness is. Would you consider that appropriation, or do you think that's something I should be allowed to do?
I consider that dodging, and I consider that comparing apples to oranges, because race and gender identity are two separate different things. Because when we
Apples and oranges, at the end of the day, are fruits.
look at race, we have to look at many, many different structures of what whiteness and white supremacy looks like, and how white supremacy can be manipulated into other things. And what happens is the closer you are in proximity to whiteness, you're able to weaponize it against other people. It reminds me a lot of Rachel Dolezal, who, you know, masqueraded as a Black woman. It really did open up many more doors of conversations around it, but it's still wrong. It's still not fair, because she will still ultimately have a privilege that I, as a Black trans woman, would not begin to have.
What's interesting is that we're talking about race and gender, or as we probably like to call it on our side, sex. Race actually has a more understandable structure for people being transracial. Race does actually exist on a spectrum. I'm biracial. Many perceive me to be Black, even though I am also half white and half Black. We label people like President Obama as a Black president, even though he is as well. Race has never had binary markers. It does exist on a spectrum. Gender, however, does have binary markers. As much as we try, as much as we change the way that we self-present.
If I'm 80% Asian and I got 10% Black in me, or if I'm 70% Asian, I got 20% Black in me, you know, let's say I'm 50%, 60% Asian, I got 30% Black in me, but that's a good enough range to be able to tell, like, okay, he's mixed with something, okay, he got the nice little curly hair that goes down, but you can also tell he's mixed with something. You look at his eyes, okay, he got kind of like Asian-like eyes, skin tone, and it's kind of in the middle between Black and a lighter color, so it could be around that. Looks like an Asian, looks like a Blasian guy. if someone asks me my race, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm mixed. I'm just gonna say I'm Asian because I'm 60% Asian, 30% black. Now, if you're asking me if I'm mixed with anything, then I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, da da da. But people are mixed with many things, so. Just like her, she says she's half this, half that. If you really are half black, half white, then I guess you could just say I'm mixed. But me, I also do have a little bit of white in me, but I'm not half of it. I'm probably, like I just said, I'm probably like 60-70% black, 20 to 30% white. Trust me, I can definitely tell you that one. So if someone asks me, I'm gonna just be like, oh, I'm black. I mean, it don't take too much to tell. I mean, I obviously look like a black person. My hair, my nose, my lips, my facial features, all of that. My skin, that's all you gotta look at.
And chromosomes are not going to change, and that's just a reality.
All right, I'm going to bring up a little point here because you talked about the binary side of gender. Well, I was born a little of both. I believe I never had my chromosomes checked, but since I fathered 2 children, I'm assuming I have the correct male chromosomes. So I was intersexed, and there's a lot of reasons that happens, none of which are well studied or understood, but a friend of mine in the pediatric trauma world says about 1 in 150 kids come out with some degree of ambiguity in their gender. For me, that appeared as always feeling out of place. And for the first week of my life, I was in the surgical wards at Naval Hospital in San Diego getting pieces of me cut off. So, and then they gave me testosterone for the first 11 years of my life. I wish the world were truly sexually binary. It would make it so much easier. But there is a little bit of a smear, and as a trans person, I'm a very conservative trans person. I don't see the huge gender spectrum that a lot of people in the trans community do. Do I feel better having transitioned? Yes, absolutely. I used to live in a little shell, very large shell, but now I'm much more open about who I am. Is that the only thing that generally defines a woman? No, I don't think that is the only thing that generally defines a woman.
Right. I think there are a lot of women who may be on our side of the argument who will try to maybe invalidate your experiences by saying you can't give birth or you can't have a period. And while those things may be true, I'm sure there's a lot of other different struggles that you all are going through. And I would truly believe that
Hold on. This guy said react to his album. And then he asked why am I reacting to his boring shit. Cause I feel like it. Paidway Cam be home soon. Album official trailer. Paidway Cam give me a call. We'll check it out. He said he couldn't hear me. Hold on. That's probably something up with his then. I can hear just fine. I'm watching this boring ass shit because I feel like it, and too. Logical. I don't want to react to your little My Album trailer. His album trailer. He does have 892 subscribers though, but you know what? Not gonna lie, I should charge him for that. I should be like, okay, man, just give me like $5. Let's see. Hold on. I'm good.
you probably are highly discriminated against in our society, and it is hard to be you. It is hard to go through the things that you go through and have to deal with some of the responses that you get from people. And it's not a struggle that I would wish on myself at all.
Not a struggle I wish on my worst enemy.
Trans women should be allowed to compete in women's sports.
Wait, hold on.
In women's sports. should be allowed to compete in women's
I knew it was
sports.
gonna be her. I knew it was just gonna be her. I knew it.
I do think that trans women have every right to compete in women's sports. When trans women are on hormones, the hormones break their body down. Having gender affirming surgery breaks down the
Nigga, if you are a 6'5", 7-foot Shaq O'Neal man playing against girls who barely even come close to your size, on top of that, now you're just a tall, female-looking type of figure. No! At least the other two trans people back here actually have some common sense. No. You realize, I don't know if y'all noticed, but in the WNBA, they actually lower down the goal. They actually lower down the goal just because it's harder for them to dunk. And I've seen a few dunking highlights from the WNBA, and let's just say, and by highlights, I mean, it was just dunking in general, and a lot of that was a fail. Like, fail. Like, it was like, dang. Like, if that was the NBA, you know, you saw LeBron or something do, dang, oh! She tried to do it, hit the rim, it didn't even go in, and it's like, that sucks, you know, there's a lot of fails, but, so they lower it down, 1, so they can shoot easier, and 2, so they can score. Yeah. So that's definitely already not fair, because now you're 7 foot. All you gotta do, bro, you can literally take your team to a championship. All you gotta do is run, grab the ball, and just, oh, can't get me, because now you're just a giant on the field. On top of that, I box. So then you got someone like me, who, and this has happened multiple times in Muay Thai and all these other sports. It's happened multiple times. There was this girl, pretty much like the female Mike Tyson, pretty much. She was pretty much the female Mike Tyson. She had beat up so many women, and it was like, okay, well, now I need to go do something else because I'm just too good. So she fought a man, and her coach was on board with it. Mind you, this girl is amazing. I think but before all that, she hadn't lost not one single time. She got destroyed. And you want to know something about that guy? He had no sort of fame when she fought him. So she had fame. She was fame and all that. I forgot her name, but she had fame. He didn't. And then the guy, if you try to look him up now, he doesn't even box anymore. On top of that, he doesn't have any type of, well, that was probably a long time ago, so of course, but he doesn't have any sort of like good records when it comes down to even boxing like that. So he was a nobody in the sport, and he beat up a somebody just because it was a female. Now, I'm not saying this happens all the time, but just in real life, but most of the time we see it in a fighting combat sport. Like, I just saw something a few days ago, or like some weeks ago, whatever. Transgender woman trying to fight a transgender man in some Muay Thai round, and he destroyed her miserably. Now, women can beat guys up too, for sure, but a lot of this stuff, man, I saw some army clips of when they were going at each other. The guy was trying to be nice, and she did something she kept showing, and he ended up showing her what it really was like, and then they were like, yo, man, you can't be, because that's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. That's not fair. Because a woman fighting a man, or a trans woman, or trans man, whatever it is, fighting a man, it's like, God, you know, it's a whole different thing. Because you're still, it's like, no, bro. Like, now, I think, okay, I said that wrong. But I think if you're, I said that right. I think if you're a woman, if you're a man transferring to a woman, but you can fight men, okay, cool, that should be allowed. Yeah, I think that should probably be allowed. Yeah, that should probably be allowed. And if you're a man or a woman to a man fighting other women, I don't know, does that really change anything? I don't know.
body. And so I think we really need to be educated before we jump to a conclusion that trans women are stronger than cis women in sports. Hi, everybody.
I find it interesting that you assume the people who disagree with you are uneducated, and I will speak out against that. I think the research shows that trans women do happen to have a biological advantage against biological women. Even though you are taking hormones, and that does start to change your body and level things out, we're talking about primarily people who have transitioned post-puberty, which means they do have male bone density, male wingspan, male hand size, feet size, lung capacity. All of these things are going against women, biological.
I got some pretty big feet. My feet are still growing, so imagine me, 11 or 10 and a half size feet. Probably by the time I'm a grown man, I'm probably gonna have like 11, 12, probably even bigger size feet, fighting a woman. Bro, in like some MMA type, my foot will destroy you. Like, all I gotta do is stick it a little. All I gotta do is be like this. Yeah, you know, I just gotta I stick it out a little and you done for it.
Women, when trans women start to enter their spaces, their sports, and compete against them. And this is really concerning for me.
I think for me, it's not a question of whether or not trans women can compete in sports. It's a question of how can we change the institution of sports in this country to make it equitable and to create more opportunity.
Create just like the of course that's gonna go horribly wrong, because if you look at the NBA then you look at the WNBA, oh my gosh, there's like, so I'm pretty sure at least most of those teams in the WNBA have faced against all of those teams, because the WNBA only has probably like under 25 teams while the NBA has over like 30. So it's like, gosh, let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. How many WNBA teams are there? Can you just not tell me? There's 12 WNBA teams, are you bro? You know the highest, I already knew this, like I saw this a few days ago. It's like 200 something thousand, highest WNBA player. Crazy. There's 30 NBA teams. There's a big difference. So unless you get like some transgender teams, which it still wouldn't be that fun, and there wouldn't be that many people. I mean, there would be a lot of people. Actually, no, I could actually see that going pretty well. I could actually see like trans, and it would be called like TNBA or something, or just whatever. Let's say it's TNBA. Let's say it's called TNBA for transgender NBA. I could actually see that having around like at least 20 teams. I could see 20 teams. I could see 20 teams. 20 teams? I could see 20 teams.
For cis women,
People need
for
to start
trans
showing up.
women. And like that's kind of like why I wanted to actually ask you all, like, what has your relationship to sports been?
I don't think you have to have a direct relationship to sports to realize that women are being affected by this issue, and I do reject the idea of equity. There is no way to come about an equality of outcome, which is what equity is saying. There's a reason that women's sports are less funded and less watched than men's sports. It's because men seem to excel athletically, and they seem to press the bounds of athleticism way farther than women do. We now exist on a slippery slope. If it's female sports, is it then female locker rooms? Is it then female prisons, which we're now seeing becoming an issue here in California, where biological male inmates are being put in female facilities because they identify as women? We have to discuss as a society how much we give into the feelings of wanting everybody to be accepted and how much we are willing to do that at the expense of biological women.
I use myself as an example. This is about how big I was in junior high school and early high school. I used to be able to walk up to a V8 engine block, pick it up off the floor and set it on a table. And if I was in powerlifting or weightlifting, that amount of, that advantage was just unbelievable. I've been on hormones for 15 years. Did it weaken me? Absolutely. Did my bone density really hasn't changed, my muscular hasn't changed. And this is not a binary question. There's a lot of nuances involved.
I just want to ask a question for what you were saying. Can you throw out some statistics?
I don't think.
Statistics? 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 I already proved my point. 12 NBA teams. 12 WNBA teams. 30 NBA teams. Highest most paid player. 230 or something K. Highest NBA player, somewhere in the millions. But I know it's over like 3. Because I know LeBron makes about 380 something million. Yeah. So, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. I'm just really like, how can you say that? Look, and I support any female sports. I don't want y'all to get that wrong. But when we really look at some of the most popular sports, their female counterparts do not do good. People complain about the WNBA, but females don't check it out themselves. Like, I know females now who watch basketball and they do not think of the WNBA. Literally, they can name some of their most favorite NBA players from 100 different teams. But when you tell them to name one WNBA player, besides the one who got sent to prison, they can't think of not one person. And you know how? It's crazy too, because I can't even think of one WNBA player besides the one that got sent to prison. I don't even know her name like that. I know it's like something Griner or like Grimer or something. That's all I know. I don't know anyone else besides that. But I can name to you a whole bunch of NBA people. LeBron, Curry, Jason Tatum, Ja, what's his name? Kumpo, not Giannis, but what's his name? There's someone else. LaMelo, LaMelo. There we go, LaMelo. KD, Kevin Durant. I know. I said it twice. I know. I'm doing that first because I didn't want to say a short name. It's Kevin Durant. Paul George, Chris Tucker, right? Chris Tucker, yeah. Blake Griffin. Again, yes, I was just saying the full name, so I don't want anyone to be like, Anyway, who else? Michael Jordan, Shaq, just a whole bunch of people. I can just name a whole bunch of people. Of course, a lot of these people are very big basketball players, but of course, because you're gonna know the bigger basketball players, you're gonna know shorter basketball players, Trae Young, people like that. But I mean, it's still just like, come on, man, it's not. It's.
I think you need to have there. So there's.
She's talking about strength wise. Oh, then yeah. If bodybuilding was females and men doing that together, to this day, I do not think there would be one single female who would win against a man unless they took a crazy amount of steroids and then they won. Because there's no way. There's no way. Because I've seen women on steroids and men on steroids. They're both jacked for sure, 100%. But men, they still have more mass on them, which is why I would see them winning. I could see women coming in like second place, or maybe they would be close to, if not better than some men, but men just got the mass. So then it's like women got smaller bodies, so it's like they don't have much mass. But then you got men with mass and crazy legs and thin waist, and you got women with like thin everywhere, and it's like,
an abundance of research. There's even trans activists who agree with exactly what I'm saying. And your hormones can change, right? And even she just spoke to the fact that her bone density did not change in going on hormones and changing these things. And we can see it in sports as we're watching them. Leah Thomas is a great example.
So if you can't throw out the statistics, we're not doing enough of the work. And let's also be
disagree.
clear. Let's also be clear. There are some cisgender women who produce high levels of testosterone as well. And so we really have to unpack it from all different sides here.
Can you produce statistics about the bone density of biological men and how it changes upon being on hormones and whether or not it levels out to biological women?
I actually cannot, because when I would think of those statistics, I would think it was BS, to be quite honest with you, because the reality of it is we could talk about statistics and the research all day long, but it's about experience. We're going to be looking more at the experience, because again, when we look at cisgender women who produce high levels of testosterone and who have been kicked out of sports and been disqualified from teams based on something that they biologically cannot control, then what are we really talking about here?
Well, we're talking about, data and that is overwhelming, and we're talking about what is also we're capable of seeing with our human eyes. I think it's very clear that if you compare maybe you to the rest of us, there is going to be a strength difference. There's going to be a bone density difference.
But you're just saying that.
I bet. I would love to see them all arm wrestle right now, just to prove the point. She would I feel like she would probably win, because she looked like she could be she looked like she used to probably be a pretty, not jacked, but she got a little muscle. You can kind of see it a little good.
That you don't know until we physically do something, and just perceiving and assuming just because I look a certain way, that's not fair. Me and her we could look completely different.
You know, it's crazy though. She says it's not fair, but we all do it. We all do it. Let's all be honest here. If you're 6'5" and someone who's like 5 foot says, even if they are good at basketball, if they're like, "Oh, I bet I can beat you," you're gonna look at them and be like, "Well, I'm 6'5". I mean, if you can even get the ball out of my hands, then maybe. But at the same time, I mean, if you shoot, all I gotta do is boom, and with my finger like doom, and then just grab the ball and come back over for a dunk, boom. You see what I'm saying? We do it all the time. We do it all the time. Especially in, again, like martial arts sports. You might see someone skinnier than you or scrawnier than you, or who looks more nervous and skin, looks weak or something. And then you're prideful, you got a little more muscle than them. And then they might whoop you, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't expect that," because they were, you're right. But then you beat them, boom, boom, and you was like, I expected that just by looking at them. You do it all the time.
Different or whatever, but she may be stronger than me.
I agree, but
she have much more agility and vitality than I do. We don't know that until you actually do it.
For example, I saw a TikTok thing where I forgot. He was like, it was something. For example, I might see a girl flex, and then I flex, and I'm like, she's bigger than me. That don't mean she's stronger than me. She just might have better genetics for it. Maybe she works out more, but again, that doesn't, just because you work out don't mean you're strong. On top of that, just because you work out, even if, well, I guess it kind of does mean you're strong, but, okay, it kind of, yeah, but, okay, I said that wrong. Even if you work out, that doesn't mean you can beat me. Even if you have bigger muscles than me, that doesn't mean you can beat me. That don't mean you can beat me just because you have bigger muscles than me. Like, Muhammad Ali beat people with bigger muscles than him. Just like he said, you can't beat what you can't see. So like,
It's been studied, it's been done.
And it's been done, we've seen it numerous
But it's an
times,
assumption.
time and time again.
But we're only going on assumption at this point. Because again,
It's not assumption when we see it. Maybe it's the news cycle that I watch, but I see it a lot. I see it quite often where they're showing trans women beating. I mean, by far.
And you don't see women dominating in the men's sports, right? You don't see trans men going into men's sport and just completely dominating and wiping the field with them. This is what happens when you, in my opinion, twist God's design. And when you go against God's design, you create these problems that you wouldn't have if you weren't going against what God intended.
I'm going to take her side a little bit on that. Let me say one more thing, and I'm supporting you on this one. There's a great deal of women that, and actually there was a lady in the last Olympics that they actually disqualified until she went on androgen blockers to knock her testosterone down to a female level. Like I said, this is not a binary yes or no question. And the whole idea of messing with what, God puts up, God put me up, okay, if you want to take that. And I had this conversation with a very religious man in San Diego, and he was like, oh, I don't quite know how to deal with that.
And God made you that way. But he didn't make a lot of the people transitioning.
I understand.
No, but God also understands my transition. God, first of all, knew what I was going to be in my life. God already knew I was going to be trans when God put me here. So I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair when people dip and dab. Your relationship with God is personal.
Yes.
It's sacred.
Let's
and
keep
I
it
don't
there.
think it's fair when other people dib and dab in other people's relationship with God when they don't understand what they go through. God still blesses me as a trans woman. God blesses you as a cisgendered woman. God is embodied in me as a trans person. I don't think it's fair, again, when we judge people's personal relationship with God. Gender identity, sexual orientation, none of that matters to a God that loves all.
Gender dysphoria is real.
Here's one thing you need to do before you start your holiday shopping. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
What?
I think it is obviously real because many people experience it, but like any kind of dysphoria, whether it's someone who thinks they're overweight or anything, I think it should be treated as not reality. Like if I
Millions of dollars trying to be the coolest dude in the world. I bought airplanes, I bought everything that I could to just show the world how masculine I was. It didn't work. It didn't go away. And I did therapy, I purposely.
and I'm not blaming them, but I am saying those lines are
in this country.
I have been sexually harassed.
Yeah, I think in our society, it's so sexualized, everyone and everything, and I think we owe a lot of that to pornography and just media, and I think the kind of acceptance that I do see more so in the LGBT community of like, sex is great and let like everyone talk about it and there's no shame and everyone's just blurting out, the fact that we're perpetuating a culture that's frankly, in my opinion, disgusting.
So are you talking specifically about LGBT people?
I'm talking more so just about this sexual revolution, that the more sexual you are, the more partners you have, the more open you are about your sex life and everything, the more like liberated you are. What is consent? People are coming out of the woodwork saying, I was violated, this happened to me, but they drove home with that person. And I'm not blaming them, but I am saying those lines are being blurred because of our just flagrant disregard for any kind of actual relationship prior to the sexual encounter. And I think a lot of people are being exploited left and right.
True sex positivity has been powerful. It has helped us to grow and learn about our bodies in so many ways and learn safe sex practices in so many ways. What I would blame for rape culture or for a lack of good boundaries or that kind of thing is we live in a capitalist system that has taken things like sex positivity and mangled it and repackaged it and made it a whole other thing than what it actually is.
I was sexually harassed for 5 years by a woman. That does happen because I'm pretty sure it's going to be we're men this, men that. It's hard coming from a man, but to me it was harder coming from a woman because it wasn't expected. Like I understand, you're going to probably.
But realistically, I also have been sexually harassed by multiple women, and by women I mean kids my age. For some reason, in 8th grade, I don't know if this was other people's schools, but I know it was mine for sure, and a lot of other schools in my area. But for some reason, girls just thought it was cool to grab men's butts. Now, I don't have PTSD from it or trauma, but here's the thing: a lot of those girls that we would have told probably could have got kicked out for as many times as they did it. I mean, you keep grabbing and then you stop and you're like, oh, my bad, sorry. And they do it again like, oh, I'm sorry. But as a guy, then you're like, yo, stop, chill. You know, you keep hitting them like, yeah, stop. You need to stop playing around. Hey, stop grabbing my butt. Da da da. You say stop to the same people multiple times, but they keep doing it. They keep doing it. But you say stop multiple times. Now, of course, as guys, none of us cared like that to go around and tell about it. We just said stop, and we just left it at that. We don't care. We don't sleep and dream about it and have nightmares and stuff like that. No, it is what it is. But realistically, yeah, take it for what you want to take it.
Probably touch on that about how men are more on the predatory side or the more harassing side sometimes. But I just want to let you know that it does happen with women as well.
All through my life, you know, world's biggest kid in junior high school, I basically was harassed continuously for being gender non-conforming. Back then, you know, everybody in junior high school took showers together. I basically had a permanent welt on my bottom from people snapping towels at me because, you know, I wasn't as well endowed as I probably should be. I had, you know, pretty good sized boy boobs and basically was just unhappy being in sports. But, you know, it happens everywhere. I have been sexually assaulted, and it didn't work out well for any of them. It's real. Let me just put it that way. It's absolutely real.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to find a person who hasn't been sexually harassed in some way, shape, or form, whether you are male or female. I think it's an experience that we all share because we are in somewhat of a hyper-sexualized society, and people love to make those comments public. I am a podcaster and I do social media for a living, so as you can imagine, the onslaught of sexual harassment is quite vast.
From a very young age, I've had this recurring nightmare of something happening to me, trying to warn people, and no one believes me. When you're not believed that you're a desirable person, and I really don't think rape has anything to do with desire, but when you're not believed in that way, when trans women are experiencing trans misogyny, we're the ones who are least believed when we are sexually assaulted. And it just feels so disempowering and so terrifying when you know that you are someone who is seen as hypersexual, as inherently sexual, as inherently predatory, and yet at the same time you're seen as someone who can be isolated and sexually assaulted and not believed.
I don't think there's anything inherently predatory about trans people. And I think oftentimes when we're talking from a conservative perspective, it gets misconstrued as viewing you as a threat. And I hope that that never comes off. And I think that allegations of sexual assault, regardless of who they're coming from, should be taken seriously.
Okay, that's that video. Tell me what y'all think about it. If y'all want to. Next is, which one do I want to do? Do I want to do the truth or dare face to face? Yeah, we gonna do that. Yeah, we gonna do. That's crazy. Right after they was just talking about, oh, we're in this world with all this sexual stuff. Da da da. I'm literally about to watch some of this.
Well, look, y'all. Look, so basically in today's video, we playing truth or dare, but face to face. So I got the truth bucket. Jill has the dares bucket. So basically, everybody has a number. Once I call your number, you have the option to pick truth or dare. And then the video goes off from there. So look, y'all, make sure you like, comment, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. All right, so this video, we're going to start off with the guys first. So guy number 5. Who's guy number 5? Oh! Okay. Okay. Truth or dare?
I'm gonna do a truth type shit.
True? Okay, so this bucket right here. Come on.
Come on, you gotta dare, Will. You gotta.
All right, so out of all these females here standing in the line, you feel me? Yeah. What's that noise? Alright. Out of these 9 females here, which one of them would you get pregnant?
Wait, what did you say?
Which one of them would he get pregnant?
I know we just came literally right off of that, man, but hey.
I got look. Let me see. Where you from, type shit?
Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you was?
22.
Where you from?
Broward.
Let's see.
You look at his lips. Who you gonna get pregnant?
I ain't gonna lie.
Who you gonna get pregnant? Come on.
Like this shit hard, but look. Just pick her. Fuck it.
Okay. All right, girl number 6. Oh, that's you. What the heck?
I ain't gonna lie, hey. Don't be ringing out the video.
I ain't ringing nothing. Listen. All right, truth or dare?
I'm gonna go with Dare.
Okay, you bold.
Yeah.
What you want? Yeah.
Let me see.
Make the most authentic orgasm sounds for 10 seconds.
Somebody used to this, but okay, hold on. Okay, want me to look in the camera?
Yeah, look at the camera.
Okay.
Come on, do your thing, do your little thing.
Okay.
This holiday season, celebrate your way at Sprouts Farmers Market.
Okay. Oh my God, they about to come.
That's enough. Oh. Hey, y'all, chill out at home.
I'm gonna go with number 2. Who number 2?
Guy number 2.
Oh, that's you. Number. Okay.
Truth or dare?
Hey, I'm picking Derek, man. All right, nigga will bite in the car and shit. Little freaky ass.
Pick a player and pie them. So out of all these girls, you have to pick one of them and pie them.
You got pie? You got pie?
Yeah, I got pie.
Oh! That man got pie? You're not serious right now. You're not serious right now. Hey, y'all sign up for this shit.
Everybody signed up for this. Look.
Hey, check it out. Before I do this shit, all you ladies are beautiful, so don't take this shit personal, you feel me? But like, I got a pie though, you feel me? Y'all get your cameras ready, real shit. I feel like you're lying. Hey man, she a freak. Hey, I'm sorry, baby.
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so now we on the girl side. That was a crazy one. Let's see if the girls can get back. Girl number 9. Number 9. Okay, girl number 9. Hey, you pie this. So how you feeling? Truth or dare? You better pick dare. Dare, okay.
This is Dare right here.
Dare right here.
This is Dare right here.
Ooh, kiss any player of the opposite gender on the lips. Oh.
Nigga said on the lips.
On the lips. So look, hold his mic. Go kiss any player that you feel like is attractive.
White boy.
Let me see what number I'm feeling right now.
She was lying. It's like Kira, you knew she was probably gonna end up cheating.
Number seven. Shit.
Yeah. We'll go. Let's see.
Gotta go there.
But yeah, this is getting crazy though. Let me get a dad.
No, this is there. No, don't try to cheat yourself.
Pick a player to kiss anywhere on their body. Okay, so pick all these girls. Okay. Vibing. Pick any of these girls and kiss anywhere on their body. And make it good.
Who you feeling, my boy?
You know my taste.
I already know. I know.
I'm vibing on the net. Right here. On the net. I ain't gonna do too much. Okay. I ain't gonna do too much.
crazy. Ain't gonna lie. Girl number 7.
Lucky number 7.
You 7?
No, man, you said
Oh, you 7.
Oh shit, I'm
Truth or dare?
Down there.
There. Ooh. I like this.
Okay.
Fuck. Stare at a player and bite your lips seductively until they break eye contact.
Oh my God. So pick a player.
I'm gonna go up to you.
What I'm supposed to do?
I don't know.
Bite your lip. Bite your lips.
Yo, I'm about to.
Oh, he broke eye contact. He broke eye contact.
Hold on, I'm on the tube. I'm on the tube. Number 9. Number 9. Who number 9? Did we do that already? Oh shit. Shout out.
Nigga like, what? Man, you gotta be listening, buddy. You gotta be listening.
Wait, truth or dare?
You gotta go there, man.
Dare? Okay, there it is.
This shit about to be empty. Okay, I fuck with it.
Give your phone to another player to send a text to the contact of their choice.
We're gonna start right here.
Let me see. Let's see.
I'm sucking his dick from the back.
Whoa.
I'm eating the fuck out his dick.
Let's find it.
That's my nigga. Say that's my nigga.
Come on. What about Sarah?
Ooh, what about Sarah? All right, what you want to say to Sarah?
I'll be like, stop texting my phone. Hold on.
That's fucked up.
Bitch, stop texting.
No.
Say my nigga.
Be mine. You die.
All right, so girl number 2. Ooh, okay. Truth or dare?
Dare.
Dare.
It's real lit right now. It's real lit right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody bold.
Okay. Pick a player to have a three-way
kiss.
with her, right?
And one more person.
Somebody else?
Yeah, somebody else.
Okay, let's see.
Liz, hey, you better choose wisely.
It's like, wait, y'all playing too? Like,
You want us to play?
yeah.
GOK
Let me see. What you think? Cause we both gotta agree. You feel me? So you say no, it's no. Like, we gonna walk. I'ma go down the line. What you think?
He got bracelets, so.
Oh, that's cute.
He got some nice to do.
Oh yeah,
Like, he tripping right now. I ain't gonna care.
yeah.
So
Like
man,
he's
so
awesome. It's like yeah.
Because y'all want y'all's teeth to go like this. Go like these. Intertwined. Just because y'all want y'all's teeth to look like these, don't mean he gotta have his teeth to look like that. Y'all want y'all teeth to be like this. Like, no, he just wants his teeth to be like this. Not complicated.
Alright, so who y'all picking?
Yeah, like y'all just give like he ain't scared. Let me see. Oh, he just winks.
So, yeah.
It's like wait.
Who y'all picking? 5.
All right.
Come on, let's
I'm
do
agree.
it. Y'all get that look at when kissing. So
He is. You go on the other side. On this side. Go kiss on the cheek. What you talking about? I'm going on this side.
I'm thinking it's lit. 3-way kiss. No,
You were funny as hell.
Kiss at the same time.
Come on, you
Lips. Y'all got lips for a reason. Come on. 3, 2.
What we doing?
I'm shorter.
What we doing? Lips?
What you want to do?
Down, boy.
Okay. Girl number 8. Oh, it's you?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. King Sid has some of the best bomber jackets I've ever seen. I've seen him with some bomber jackets, and I was like, dang, where did he get these? Cause I want some. Like, I only have. It's not even a bomber jacket, low-key. It's like a bomber hoodie, but I do know a place that has good bomber jackets. Like, has some real good. I'm even talking about graphic designers and all that. But I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of messing with his more. And you know the crazy thing about his though, The ones he has probably cost so much. Like, I bet that one right here, probably off rip, cost like about $200, $300. The ones I go to cost around like 100, maybe a little lower than 100. Maybe when I check it was on discount, but these probably cost about 200, 300.
Oh.
Too, yeah. So that's probably like.
Truth or dare? How you feel?
Oh yeah, that's a matching set. Then you already know that's probably even more. So that probably adds into the whole thing. So that's probably like 300 right there, 200 right there, maybe.
I feel there.
I know this is also coming from the guy wearing a $200 Nike tech, but I get my place from a plug. So I get my stuff real and authentic, but for way cheaper than what you would actually pay.
Spicy today, so.
Ooh, spicy. Now look, y'all. Compare the buckets right now. We almost out of dares. You feel me? So
I don't know. Let me pick it there. Show the room your feet.
Look at her feet, y'all.
I ain't lying. They white toes, right? Yeah, I know. I ain't sucking nothing, bro.
Jill, how you feeling? I think your shit almost empty, bro.
yeah, I know, dog. I know. Why the fuck Jit looking like that? Ugly ass nigga. I'm gonna go with the same number you did. Number 8. Who number 8?
1 Million. Fragrance for Men by Paco Rabanne.
Tangy, crunchy, beefy goodness layered with American cheese. Jimmy John's new All-American Beefy Crunch.
We got who number 8? Oh shit!
You know I need that dare though.
Dare? Hold that, fam.
Oh, my fault.
Ain't gonna hold it for you,
I'm
man.
fried.
I
You
know
feel
you
me?
fried.
I'm higher than the bitch.
Mary, smash, or kill out of the 3 girls here.
What's 3? Hit 3.
You pick the 3. Mary being
3
the best,
girls.
smash being, the second best, kill being the worst.
I bet. So let me pick 3. You come to the front right here.
That's the best one, Mary?
Nah, fam. Let me get all 3 of them lined up.
Okay,
You
my
feel
fault,
me?
my fault.
That shit looks great. Come on. Slide over. Come on now. What you doing?
Why are you looking at me?
Come on.
Okay then.
I ain't gonna lie. I f***ed up because I smashed all of them. You feel me? But
Off of your choices, I know your type.
all right, that real. I would smash all of them, but I gotta play by the rules.
But you
feel
gotta
me?
play by the rules.
I gotta
Okay,
play.
real.
Come on, fam. Damn.
Mary, smash, or kill?
Kill. I'm gonna go with kill first. I'm gonna just process of elimination real quick. Hold on, I'm looking at. Let me see you real quick. See what you're working with. Okay. I'm gonna have to kill you. Damn.
I want to smash anyway.
That's great, bro.
Wait. She's spending though.
Nope.
I'm gonna just process of elimination. I gotta pick real. I would smash.
I know your type.
All right, that real. I would smash all of them, but I gotta play by the rules.
Kill.
Elimination. I'm gonna have to kill you. Damn.
I want to smash anyway.
That's great.
I swear, bro. I don't think she being for real, bro. It's so easy to tell when someone's like just lying. Like, I remember one time, one guy got rejected so much he went through all the girls, roasted them, but while he rejected them while he roasted them. I don't even think he rejected literally all of them and roasted them because they all rejected him, or at least most of them did, or they all did. So he just went through the whole line and just doom. Or yeah. And I was like, that's tough. That's tough, buddy. That's tough. But it's like, man, come on, bro. It's not that serious. And girls be the main ones. I was gonna smash anyway. I could just tell by her voice too. Like,
Great, bro. To kill you. Damn.
I want to smash anyway.
I wouldn't smash anyways. I wouldn't smash. I bet you would though.
That's great, bro.
Wait. She's spending though.
She's spending?
I ain't spending on no broke nigga.
Bro, come on, man.
And she gonna try to roast him and call him broke.
Cause I'm bad. Hold on, fuck nigga.
Because she's bad. Okay, she's obviously in her.
Cause I'm bad shit.
And we killing that though.
I don't need no nigga.
Security.
I don't need no nigga. First of all, I don't put on fire. It's okay, cause nigga, I can be We can't even match.
Smash. Come on, man.
But he already said he would kill you. He's ignoring you now. Literally, he literally just said he was gonna smash the girl. Like, she was talking and he literally just went to go do him. He does not care, and yet you still just kept going. She would smash him. She would. She just saying that because, oh, I don't know. Sounds hurt to me. See, she's still. Oh, he about to say.
Flaming.
She's still going. She's still going. This guy literally just said he would smash her, and he gonna marry the other girl. I bet, because of course he just said he's going to smash her, and she's still going. She's still going. She's still going. This is how you know she's lying, bro. If you're gonna lie, you should just been like, yeah, it's okay, I wouldn't smash you anyway, and she should have just left it at that. She's still talking. She's still doing all it is. She don't realize that bro. She don't. I don't think she realized. Oh, the video too loud. Yeah, my bad, man. Let me turn that boy down. Let me turn my mic down, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Sorry, one of my friends just said something in the thing. I wonder if he's still watching. Yeah, bro. Oh, I don't know if he's here. I know it's still me, but oh yeah, he's like, yeah, boy, Drew, you feel me? Yeah, me and you. Yeah, got that going now. Got that going. I'm gonna need to get me a mic. That's what I need to get. I understand why YouTubers just have mics and then have an actual microphone. That didn't look right. Dang it. Anyway, I see why they have that versus an actual microphone, because a microphone, you know, you can just, it sounds way better than an actual mic, at least for me. Like, I'd rather just use a mic, just listen, and then I can use the other thing to talk in. It would be so much easier. But yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube now, man. I don't think he's still here, but I'm streaming on YouTube. I wanted to do some collabing with him, but we'll see if that ever happens. Maybe we play some Apex or just something. I mean, I can download Titanfall too if he wants. Because yeah, you know, but she's still going, bro. She's still going.
She mad.
She's still going. He don't even care. He literally don't even care. He moved on. He moved on, and she was still going. And then he said it. Still not even listening to her, and she's still going. She's still going.
Hey, so who you marrying? Who you special?
I'm gonna marry this one. This one look nice though. I like that. Yeah. You feel me?
And who you smashing?
I'm smashing this one right here. This shit look. What you mean? Nah, I'ma fuck both of y'all. You feel me? For real though, like. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he just said she looked nice. He obviously picked you because he thought he obviously thought you were pretty nice to pick you.
Ain't gonna like
I'm doing the same thing too. Well, actually, nah. I might switch it around, marry her, and then.
Girl number.
But yeah, see, that's an obvious on why you shouldn't ever act like that, because, bro, what kind of cam you got, bro? Oh, I got a Razer Kiyo. I forgot what module it was. I don't even have the thing anymore. I threw it away. But it was a Razer Kiyo. Here, let me look it up. Razer Kiyo. I remember it was a Razer Kiyo, because I know I got it. Okay, I think it's just Razer Kiyo. Yeah, Razer Kiyo HD 1080p webcam for streaming. So, because I know you got a webcam. Yeah, you should definitely get this. So, pretty much, right, okay. So, there's this thing, like, that comes with it. Not comes with it, but it's like, it's one of these webcams that has its own, like, website, I guess you could say, or something like that. Whatever, where you can customize the coloring. Like my hoodie is not this blue. I don't know if you've ever seen it in person. I don't know if I've ever showed you this in person, or if you ever seen me wear it, but this hoodie is not this blue. Like, on the camera, because I'm watching my own stream to make sure everything looks good, it looks more of like a royal. Actually, I think that is a royal blue. And whatever. but it looks like a lighter blue, for at least from my vision. Ambient, I just probably I have this up because if I turn it down, right, and then I turn it back up, I guess. But to me, it looks more like a royal blue from where I'm looking here, or like a lighter blue type. But really, this is really a darker kind of blue. I think it is royal blue though, but it's a darker kind of blue, I would say. It was about 50 though, like 60. I got it from Walmart, but you can get it from like Amazon and Razer themselves. Really, I would prefer to have a Logitech C920 because you can never go wrong with a C920. But I was in the store. I couldn't find one. I was at Walmart. I was trying to get some ankle weights. I couldn't find any. I was actually going in there for a jump rope, but I ended up getting ankle weights because I couldn't find the jump ropes. But anyway, I ended up finding this camera. I was going to get something else, but then I saw this camera. I did a little bit quick research on it. Got it. I don't know if you have problems when you got it, but when I first got it, I did have some problems setting it up for some reason on my OBS. I don't know, it just wasn't working. But by the time I got back home, not home, yeah, because I had practice. So the time I got back home and I figured all that out, it works, and it worked perfectly fine. I personally don't use the app anymore, or the website, or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I like the little rings, like the little ring light it has around it, and yeah, I would say it's pretty nice, you know, for a $60 webcam. Say it does pretty good. What I need to know is where you got your keyboard, because first off, it's a really nice keyboard, and second off, yeah, I have a very big keyboard, like really big.
4. That's I be cheating.
Now what?
I need a lot of streamer stuff if I'm being honest. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I need a lot of streamer stuff. I need everything, bro. I need because there's still some sound for some reason with the thing. I don't know why, but I need a webcam. I already got a webcam. First off, I need a bigger desk. Once I get the bigger desk, I need to get a microphone. I used to have a Blue Yeti, but I sold it back when I ended up buying it for some Apex coins because, one, I didn't like the Blue Yeti. I bought the Blue Yeti because I wanted to make my own podcast, but then I decided I didn't want to, so I gave it back. Amazon didn't give me my actual money back, so I ended up getting the money back in Amazon.
You pick the chain. Palm Angels, I don't need no handout. I'm picking theirs. Come on.
I was acting up. What's going on with the stream? Okay.
This there?
Yeah, there.
How I'm feeling?
I don't know.
How I'm feeling? Let me know.
Ooh.
What the fuck? Who
What
picked
that
these?
say? What that say?
Pick a player and suck their finger.
Yeah, pick up.
Niggas.
This gender right here, the gun. So you like to talk a lot, you need to figure your mouth.
I ain't gonna lie, I get my nails done. You niggas be scratching me. Which one of them was scratching me at?
For 10 seconds.
Nah, you blew me.
What, you got to scratch somebody's ass?
Come on now. Y'all in it?
What, you got to scratch somebody's ass?
Come on now. Y'all in it? Y'all in it?
No, we not in there.
I'll suck one of y'all.
What happened to my stream? What happened to my stream? What happened to my stream? Stop it, bro. Stop playing me. Stop playing me, bro. Stop playing me. Oh my god, I didn't get to finish it, man. Okay, are we straight? Oh my god, my frames are dropping. My frames are dropping. Oh low key, that's probably what I should try to do to upgrade my PC. Get some, maybe a better GPU. And maybe switch out with an NVIDIA and get like not an NVIDIA. Switch out with an AMD to get an NVIDIA.
It tastes like straight Zah.
It tastes like Zah, you heard it?
Okay, I gotta do something about this. Okay, drop frames detective. Oh my gosh, 57%, that's a lot.
Number five. Who number 5?
Oh.
Wait.
I didn't win, but that's me right here.
You went. If you went already, no count.
Go again. Fuck it.
Huh?
He went truth on the first time.
Okay then.
You gotta go down the second time.
Yeah.
Come on,
Hey, you gotta go, boy.
Someone from another island. Let me step.
Find your match. So out of all the girls here, out of all the girls here, you gotta go.
These frames are dropping bad, bro. What if I just
to the audience and find your match. Alright? So if you get rejected, you know what happens? You go to the middle and any of them have a choice to pick you.
Since this card said find your match.
Yeah, tight shit.
Whoever he picks, he walk off with.
Yeah,
The
he
girl,
walks off with them.
She out the video.
Yeah,
it's over.
Both of them out the video.
But the girl has to agree.
The girl has to agree. If
Alright,
not,
for
she's
sure.
out the video.
Alright, for sure. Let's do it. Your boy call it kid type shit. From where you from type shit.
I'm from Miami.
Okay. What you do type shit in the hood?
What?
I said what you be doing
Oh, I'm a model and we do hair, makeup, all that.
type shit. Where you from?
Miami. Mm-hmm.
That's clean. That's Chris.
Alright, my friends, now you could say that these billionaires have not been shopping smartly, but you can with Karma. Now, I
get 360 type shit.
Ever since Honey started, ever since Honey came out and started doing all this promoting, I've seen a whole bunch of other companies start doing promoting, and I'm like, stop it, bro. You're never gonna beat Honey. First off, they already have Mr. Beast. Once you get Mr. Beast and a whole bunch of other famous people to do an ad for you, oh yeah, it's up. It's up. Other people got regular people that no one even knows about like that, really?
Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Find your match. How you feeling, bro?
I don't know. I got lit for real. You know what I'm saying?
Let's look real quick.
Let me look for real.
You got 9 females.
Let me look. I get 360 from both of y'all type shit.
Go left board. left too.
I get 360 from y'all. Yeah. Tight shit, tight shit.
You still here, Ollie? No, I probably shouldn't have said it. That's my bad. Man, no one even knows what you. I shouldn't have said that. No, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yo, I'm thinking of doing, especially since tomorrow I'm gonna have my regular schedule back. I'm thinking of doing a today in the life video. I'm thinking about it. I don't know, but since I have my regular schedule back, I'm thinking about doing a day in the life video. Just like me. Because I'll actually have my regular schedule back since... Well, no, I wouldn't have my regular schedule back. Never mind. That's a lie. I wouldn't have it back until Tuesday because I don't have practice until Tuesday. So I wouldn't have my regular schedule back. Never mind. Because they're just getting back from doing something. So I wouldn't have my actual schedule back until Tuesday. But I guess I could do a today in the life of me. But what am I probably going to do tomorrow? I'll come home, homework. I'll probably make some vids. So maybe I'll try to go outside or something. We'll see.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to look right now.
Hey, so look, you pick her, right? You pick her, right? Okay. Hey, so look. Hey. Yeah. Okay, right?
Alright.
Call 360 real quick.
360 real fast.
Okay. Okay, yo.
Okay. Touch.
Yes, gonna pick this. Hey.
So how about you, Touch?
Y'all a match. So y'all both look. Y'all gonna be a perfect match. Yes or no? I feel like y'all look good together.
What you think? Yeah, Touch.
You got money?
Come on, man. Of course. Come on. Stop playing. Come on, man. You see you playing.
I mean, I'm a stripper, so like I'm very independent.
So do you feel like he can be a perfect?
You being a stripper make you independent. That just makes you. No, let me stop. Let me stop, bro. I was gonna take that a little too far. I was gonna say that just makes you yeah, you know.
Big match with you.
Sure.
Let's go! Hey, walk off with y'all. Walk off. Hey, walk off. Walk off together. Yeah, perfect match. Yeah, perfect match. Yeah. Girl number 3. Number 3.
That's me.
Truth or dare? My fault.
Dare.
Truth.
Dang, there's only one more in there. Everybody was there.
About 2 in there. About 2 in there.
It's like, y'all choose for me. I'm scared. Y'all pick. Go pick.
Okay.
Hang on my ear.
Let me see. Let me see it.
Pick a player to do a dare.
Oh, I gotta pick a player to do a dare.
To do a dare.
I dare you to beat me up, fuck me good, show me what you like.
Number 6. Oh my God, that's you? Oh my God, that's you? Oh my God, that's you?
Truth or dare, Nate?
I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. It's only one dare in
It's
here.
only one dare in there.
So I mean,
Frame's dropping like crazy right now, but I'm not. Okay, no, we're gonna.
Oh! Yo, what the fuck? Hell nah.
All right, smash or pass. I like eyes. I'm smashing.
okay.
I'm passing. I'm smashing.
You like that shit? Honestly, just you and her in the room together. Nobody knows. She's not gonna say nobody. You gonna smash her or pass her?
I'm smashing.
Okay. Smash or pass? We smash it.
I'm smashing. She cute.
You too, Jill. No, I don't care.
She valid. I'm smashing.
That. Got 2 more.
I like her. I'm smashing.
That's okay.
She cute. I'm smashing.
Okay, yeah. Girl number 1, come up real quick.
Okay, well, Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Pick out the.
I guess we'll have to save these for another day, but we definitely will.
Houses, I picked which one I like, and then yeah, he bought it.
Ooh, that sugar sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Did the budget go down?
Oh, he looks put together. He's only 34. So